31 Days to a Minimalistic Life. Our goal is to provide you, the reader, with the ability to learn new skills and abilities through an inexpensive and affordable publishing service. Throughout your life you should always be expanding your knowledge and growing as an individual. Continuing to expand your skill set, finding new ways to improve your health, wealth, and relationships. We hope to aid you in your quest for knowledge through the Kindle publishing platform. We will continue to publish high-quality, low-cost guides that will enable you to grow and be as successful as possible in life. Be sure to check out our other books, and we always love to hear your feedback and reviews. Good luck. Why most people fail with minimalism. Minimalism, a hot topic these days, yet the number of people who actually convert to a life of minimalism is a small percentage of those who start. The problem is that converting to a minimalist lifestyle can be overwhelming at first. Many people who try to follow minimalist principles have trouble sticking to the plan after only a few weeks. This book looks to change this trend, as we will break down the process of becoming a minimalist into easy-to-digest daily chunks. Removing the overload. By breaking down the process to becoming a minimalist, we hope to remove the initial overload and increase your chances for success. When people begin their journey, they often read numerous articles about people who live with less than 100 items, have an organized home, and a perfect minimalist budget. What they don't realize is that these minimalist pros have been practicing for years. Minimalism is a skill just like any other, and it takes a lot of practice and discipline. By expanding this process into 31 days, we can gradually introduce you to minimalist concepts and increase your chances of success. 1 month of discipline. The hardest part of becoming a minimalist is developing the discipline required to practice the principles each and every day. Attention to detail, focus, and planning are all important skills that require an elevated level of discipline. Whether you are applying minimalist principles to budgeting, organizing your home, or prioritizing your life, you need to be practicing discipline. Many people never develop proper discipline, instead succumbing to laziness and instant gratification. Usually, the first month of practicing minimalism is the most difficult. The success rate climbs dramatically once you begin to hone your discipline skills. This book will serve as your training wheels to get you started. After the first month, you can feel free to use this book as a guide or start your own minimalist game plan. Daily Minimalist Breakdown. Each day we will break down 3 minimalist principles into easy-to-follow steps. The first part of your daily routine will teach you new minimalist principles that you can apply to your life. These may vary from lessons from seasoned minimalists, tips and techniques, to minimalist inspiration. The tips will focus on de-stressing your life and allowing you to focus on your true passions. We will teach you how to block out the noise in your life and focus on your goals. This will reduce stress and increase your quality of life. Organizational minimalist habits. The second part of your day will be broken down into minimalist organizational tips and habits to follow. Many people live in cluttered environments which cause them unnecessary stress. Having to look for specific items like car keys, remotes, and various clothing items when you are in a hurry can ruin your morning. Worse, many people spend hours each weekend trying to clean their home, only for it to return to its messy condition once Monday night rolls around. By implementing these organizational habits, you can organize your home like a minimalist, reduce the amount of stress in your life, and keep your home clean and tidy once and for all. Some of these habits can be quick fixes that require a small amount of effort, while other habits will need to be practiced day in and day out if you want your home to be clean and organized. The benefits, however, are long-lasting, and you will notice a big difference in the way you feel once the ever-nagging weight of a cluttered home is lifted from your shoulders. Minimalist budgeting habits. The last part of the day will cover minimalist budgeting habits and techniques which you can use to cut back on unnecessary purchases. This will help you save money and spend it on the items that are most important to you. We will show you numerous budgeting techniques and how you can save money each and every month without having to sacrifice your comfort. We will show you different ways you can avoid large brand names that charge a premium. We will also discuss different ways you can set a budget and focus on what matters most in your life. By creating a minimalist budget, you will find that you save extra money each month that can be allocated to either savings or activities that bring you the most joy in your life. Minimalist tips and tricks. Finally, we will sprinkle a few tried and tested minimalist tips and tricks into each daily chapter. These will be small and easy tricks that can save you time and money or lower the amount of stress in your life. These tips and tricks usually only take a few minutes to implement but have large payoffs, especially if you stay focused and disciplined. By following these tips and tricks and committing yourself to attempting at least a few of them each day, you will begin to streamline your journey to becoming a minimalist. Day 1 Minimalist Philosophy, Shifting Your Mindset. The first step to becoming a minimalist is shifting your mindset. You need to open your eyes and really evaluate the world around you. When you begin to train yourself to view the world as a minimalist instead of a consumer, you will begin to notice the way corporations advertise. Large companies create ads to make you feel insignificant and insecure in the hope that their product will fill your needs. When you see this process happening, you can make a conscious effort to realize that you are content with your life and this product will bring you little to no additional value. Once you have taken this step, you are on your way to practicing a minimalist lifestyle. Less is more. When your mindset shifts, you will begin to realize that less is more. Commercials and advertisements will not control your life as you now understand that creativity and purpose are what define you as a person. You will no longer get a shopper's high from purchasing new products. Instead, you may actually feel disappointed that you spent money. Shifting your focus from purchasing for pleasure to saving for pleasure is a sign that you are experiencing a mindset shift. Minimalist organization, the minimalist kitchen. The first room to which we are going to apply minimalist principles is the kitchen. We are going to start with the kitchen because it is usually the room that is the most difficult to keep organized and minimalistic. Why the kitchen is a trouble spot? The kitchen is a designated trouble spot because it is very difficult to practice discipline here. Groceries and excess impulse purchases are usually the source of this problem. But many people also have an excess of pots and pans, utensils, and glassware. We stack up on these useless items because we always want to be prepared for large meals and guests. Sometimes we stack up on them so we always have items to get us through the day without having to do the dishes. This technique always ends up backfiring. The dishes that we used the day before only sit in the sink and add to clutter to our lives. Keeping only the minimal amount of silverware and glassware that you use during the day and run and gun load of dishes each night is a much easier and better long-term practice. Problems that a cluttered kitchen can cause. Having too many items in your kitchen can have a wide range of negative consequences. Cluttered kitchens will result in cleaning sessions that can take a great deal of time and effort to properly take care of. In our example above, would you rather do one giant dishwashing cycle that can take you hours, or would you rather take 5 minutes to put away your dishes and wash them each night? A cluttered kitchen will also lead to excess purchases as you will be less aware of the items you already own and use. You will find yourself purchasing duplicate food items or appliances, which leads to excess of your kitchen, and really focusing day will lead to less clutter and watch your cooking habits. Spending. Taking control on what you need each more savings. Take notice of the items that you use day in and day out and discard any excess. For example, there is no reason to have multiple skillets in your kitchen. Purchase a large skillet and use that for all your meals. You can make a wide variety of meals with only a skillet, saucepan, pasta pot, large pot, and a baking pan. Record how you cook each meal and patterns will emerge. If you haven't used an item to cook in the last 2 weeks, you may need to throw it out or donate it. Appliances. Having excess appliances is usually not as bad of a problem as having excess utensils and pots and pans. The problem appliances tend to be related to items we purchased but never use, such as that pancake maker, juicer, toaster oven, etc. Take an honest look at all the appliances you have in your kitchen and ask yourself some tough questions. If you haven't used that item in the last month, Are you really going to use it in the future? If you have a juicer you rarely use, you need to make a decision to either start juicing or get rid of it. Knives, utensils, and other silverware. Your goal with your kitchen should be to keep just enough silverware to complete 2 days of eating and kitchen activity. Ideally you can try to keep it down to 1 day, but you need to make sure you are disciplined each night with cleaning and washing the used items. Many people have numerous knives, forks, and spoons. Sometimes they have enough to last for weeks. This only promotes poor organizational discipline habits. Remember, there is a direct correlation between how many items you own and how cluttered your sink is with dishes and other items. Taking a few minutes to wash and run a cycle of dishes each night is much better than slaving over your sink for hours to run a long cycle. Minimalist budgeting, benefits of budgeting. The minimalist mindset in regards to budgeting and life philosophy is to try to live with as little as possible. Instead of surrounding yourself with useless items and purchases, you instead take charge of your life and focus on what means the most to you. You then do everything in your power to surround yourself with the people and objects that give the most value to your life. One myth about minimalism is that these people live like homeless people, but this couldn't be further from the truth. For example, if a sports car gives you joy and adds value to your life, then you should have that car. The problem is that many people surround themselves with items that don't bring them joy, clothes they never wear, and items that go directly in the attic, and they spend their money trying to impress friends with watches and other luxury items. If you take an inventory of a consumer's house, it is usually filled with only a few items that bring them real joy and pleasure. On the other hand, a minimalist takes pride in making sure every item in their house brings them joy. So when you look at it from this angle, who really has more? The benefits of the minimalist lifestyle. There are numerous benefits to changing your mindset and adopting the minimalist frame of thinking. For one, you will save more money and you will be able to focus your time on allocating that money to what you want most in life. You will find that stress will melt away as you are no longer thinking about how to pay your bills each month. Instead, your worries will become focused on whether or not you should spend your money on travel or cooking lessons. You will remove yourself from the advertisement rat race and become blind to large companies and mainstream habits. Instead, you will follow the beat to your own drum and focus on what matters to you. Do it yourself. The best way to save money and also grow your creativity is to become proficient in new skills. Cooking is the #1 skill we recommend that will save you money and possibly allow you to develop a new passion. There are numerous YouTube channels that are devoted to healthy cooking and eating right. These meals can all be made for less than $10 and can feed quite a number of people. Many people never start cooking because they feel like they don't have the time. Fast food is such a convenient option. But many meals can be cooked in 30 minutes and leftovers can be eaten for a few days. In the long run, you will actually save time by cooking your own meals. Your body, wallet, and mind will all thank you for taking the time to craft your cooking skills. Minimalist philosophy, Day 2. Block out the ads. Advertisers know what they are doing and are very good at appealing to your core values. Avoiding advertisements is very difficult, especially for people in the beginning stages of a mindset shift. We recommend that instead of fighting the ads, you learn to block them out. This can be accomplished with advertisement blockers on your web browser, using a DVR to record your favorite shows and skipping commercials, and immediately throwing away advertisements and flyers that you get in the mail. By removing the majority of advertisements in your life, you can then begin to focus on what matters most to you. The contrarian. When someone is looking to make a new purchase, a new house or car for example, they usually look at their finances and decide how big of a house or how nice of a car they can afford. They then purchase the most expensive or largest model they feel comfortable with purchasing. The problem with this thought process is that you assume your finances will stay stable or even increase. The last recession really showed the flaw with this line of thinking. We recommend that you take the opposite approach when thinking about new purchases. Try to find the most inexpensive item that will fill your needs. Try to purchase or rent the smallest home or apartment that makes you feel satisfied. Do you really need that luxury car, or does a smaller car fit your needs as well? Does impressing your friends really make the extra 10k worth it? You don't have to go and purchase a 500 sq ft apartment in the ghetto just to save cash. Have an honest conversation with yourself and really choose the smallest space that makes you feel comfortable. Minimalist organization, plasticware and plastic tops. We highly recommend that you plan out your meals for a few days in a row. This not only leads to more efficient meal planning, but it will also save you a great deal of time and energy in the kitchen. Your best bet for organizing and storing meals is with plastic Tupperware. You only need to purchase enough for 24 to 48 hours worth of food. If you already have Tupperware for your kitchen, take some time to go through it and make sure your containers have the correct tops. People who collect Tupperware are usually missing tops, and it is often mismatched. If you don't have the correct top or container, you need to either purchase a new one or purchase a matching set of containers. A piece of Tupperware without its correct top is just adding to all the clutter in your kitchen. Organize your pantry with mason jars. Mason jars are a minimalist's best friend. They can save you space and also help organize your kitchen. You can store numerous items in mason jars and they can be easily stacked to save space. You can store beans, coffees, spice and also liquids in these jars. You are able to see how much food you have left in each jar, which allows you to monitor and track your food consumption. Mason jars can also be used for multiple purposes around your house, and we highly recommend using them as a storage technique. A simplified counter. The main reason that kitchens appear cluttered is the simple fact that we love to keep our counters full of useless objects. Thus the goal that you should aim for is to keep everything on your counter to a bare minimum. Any appliances that are not currently in use can be stored in cabinets or off your counter. Knives and utensils that currently make their home on your counter can be stored on magnet stripes on the wall. Even your cutting boards can be placed in different cabinets to keep your counters clean and clutter-free. Removing these items and finding a space for them is essential to keeping a clean kitchen. It's even easier if you take the time to make sure the items that you keep near your counter are actually being utilized. Minimalist budgeting. Budgeting is a skill. One problem that most minimalists run into is that they think they can change their mindset immediately and begin to reap the rewards of minimalism. Changing your mindset, budgeting, and really removing all the chains in your life takes time, sometimes years. This is good news because it means that if you put in the work and really focus on changing your mindset, you can achieve your ideal lifestyle. You need to make sure you lay out a solid game plan and focus on improving each and every day. Many people who attempt to change their lives will work for a few weeks and fall back into the trap of consumerism. Changing your life isn't easy, but it can be done. Minimalism is a skill that needs to be cultivated like any other. Minimalism will inspire creativity. Changing to a minimalist mindset requires creativity, and in the process of changing yourself you will develop this skill. Consumers will usually pay an unnecessary premium for goods or services just to save time or effort. For example, they will stop to pick up fast food after work. Not only are they paying too much for food, but they are also eating food that is very unhealthy. The minimalist looks at this problem and devotes time to watching free cookery videos online. If they just take 5 minutes to learn a new meal each week, eventually they will become proficient enough to cook for themselves. They are now eating healthily, and because they plan their meals, they save the time it takes to get fast food. Utilize your creativity and develop your skills instead of wasting money for convenience. The trade-off may seem difficult at first, but over time you will reap the benefits. Focus. Changing to a minimalist mindset also requires a great deal of focus. You need to be able to understand where your money is going each and every month. Being able to see where your money is actually being spent is something very people experience. They pay their bills, charge purchases to their credit cards, and attempt to pay off their balances. Do you know exactly where your money is going each and every month? If not, in order to make this change, you are going to have to increase your level of focus. Intelligence. When switching to a minimalist mindset, you will also notice an increase in your intelligence. Consumerism forces us to let advertisements and the mainstream make our choices for us. When you break free from this mindset and actively try to bring more value to your life, you will find yourself reading, researching, and applying techniques that others have used. By reading this book, you are taking the first step. Even if you only take away 1 or 2 pieces of information that you can apply, you will have increased your intelligence. Minimalist philosophy, cutting day 3 down. Most people don't understand that budgeting is a skill that needs to be constantly honed and practiced. Worse yet, very few people have a strong understanding of how to properly create and practice sound budgeting techniques. Budgeting done right is a trial and error process that should be tested each and every month. You should always be trying to remove items and save money. You want your budget to reflect your ideal life without spending 1 more cent than you have to. Try cutting back on your food budget and see the results. If the budget cut causes you discomfort, then you will know that your current budget is where it needs to be. Many people never change their budget or try to save money each month, which is why they never know how much money they are wasting. A 10 to 30% reduction in budget can be accomplished with minimal impact on your current living conditions. By practicing proper budgeting and using a bit of creativity, you might be surprised at what you can accomplish. Cash is king. Credit cards have a bad reputation from most minimalists. The problem isn't with the credit cards themselves but with how people use them. A credit card can be a great deal if you pay it off each month and never get charged with interest. The problem is that this takes a great amount of discipline and self-control. If you don't feel like you can be this disciplined each month, then you really should stick to cash. Once you have control of your finances and have developed more discipline, you can try using a credit card. Remember to start slow and avoid interest payments at all costs. Minimalist organization, too many glasses and cups. Having too many glasses and cups is a problem that many people suffer from, and it really isn't your fault. Glasses and cups are usually sold in large bulk boxes containing 12 to 24, which is way too many, even for the largest family. Try to keep just enough glasses for 48 hours of drinking. Even better is assigning 1 cup to each family member and having them clean and use it each day. This teaches your family discipline and will keep your excess clutter to a minimum. The bare bones. As you are slowly removing items from your kitchen, you may want to attempt the following exercise. We don't recommend this for beginners and the results vary for most people. Try having 1 set of utensils, 1 bowl, and 1 cup for each family member who is then responsible for cleaning and taking care of their own set of items each day. This may sound weird at first, but you might be surprised at how much attention you pay to these items if they are the only ones you have. Better yet, if each person in your family cares for their individual items, it will dramatically cut down on dishwasher time each day. Most of these items can be cleaned in a sink with simple soap and water in less than 60 seconds. Give it a try for a week and see what happens. Rotate and pay attention to your food. Nobody likes to go to the grocery store more than they have to, but becoming a minimalist may require more frequent trips. The problem with going only once every couple of weeks is that you are more inclined to purchase unnecessary items and you can quickly lose track of your spending and eating habits. If you keep your food purchases to 72 hours and pay attention to all the food in your pantry and storage closets, you will be more inclined to save and spend on only the essentials. Make sure you record which meals you make and reflect on the items that you purchase. You may find that you didn't purchase enough food or you purchased too much. Remember, practicing minimalism is a skill that needs to be developed and it can take a few months before you hit your spending sweet spot. The important part is that you are actively tracking and making the correct changes to your spending habits. Minimalist budgeting, discipline. The number 1 skill that you need to cultivate when becoming a minimalist is discipline. You can create a great game plan, but you need discipline to follow through with it. Many people will start with great minimalist habits. They will change their mindset very quickly, remove items of no value from their life, and even stick to their game plan each day. Unfortunately, over a period of time, usually a few weeks, they fall back into old habits. They have a bad day and they go shopping to get a boost from instant gratification. Remember, these bad spending habits have been drilled into our heads since we were little, and we are surrounded by advertisements and people telling us to purchase everything. Minimalist spending requires discipline if you are to stick with and execute your plan. Reward. If you can practice and hone all the skills that we mentioned above, you will reap the rewards of breaking free from the mainstream. Very few people get to experience the feeling of not being controlled and told what to do from society. Instead, you can focus on yourself and give your true purpose to the world. This is true reward from practicing these skills. You have the ability to change the world and spend your time with the people who matter most in your life. You will grow mentally, physically, and spiritually if you can complete this journey. Minimalist philosophy. Day 4. Remove your ties to large brands. New products and clothes from our favorite brands can quickly wreak havoc on our bank accounts. Large brands with loyal followers are known to overprice their products because a returning customer is willing to pay a premium for convenience. For example, Abercrombie and American Eagle will charge upwards of $40 for certain clothing items that can be purchased from Target or other discount chains for less than $15. The quality may be better at the brand stores, but is it really worth $30 difference? Are you paying for better clothing or are you paying for the logo? Ignore the mainstream. The reason that these brands can charge so much is because of viral marketing and mainstream trends. Everyone wants to be in the cool crowd and have the newest and latest fashion and products. You would think this trend would wear off after high school, but recent studies have shown that adults are just as likely as teenagers to follow the mainstream. Removing yourself from these trends and realizing that your value comes from within will allow you to save money and avoid trying to always purchase the next new item. Who is really in control of your purchases, you or the mainstream? Minimalist organization. Take 10 minutes to review your kitchen. Take 10 minutes at the end of the day to clean and organize your kitchen. This can be as simple as starting a cycle of dishes and lightly spraying down your counters. You also want to take a quick inventory of the food that you have now and the food you will need over the next few days. You can update and make changes to your game plan so you know exactly what you need to purchase. These brief 10 minutes of review will allow your kitchen to be spotless and will also make sure you are actively taking the steps to watch your food consumption. The budgeting item we are going to tackle first is groceries. We will challenge you to focus on this group first because of the immense savings it will allow you to generate. It is not uncommon for people to save upwards of $500 a month by changing their diet, cooking, and shopping habits. If you can practice discipline, focus, and creativity, you can reap huge financial and health-related rewards. Minimalist budgeting. Learning how to cook. In order to accomplish your goal and cut down your spending on groceries, you are going to need to learn how to cook. Many of us hate the C word and we will avoid cooking at all costs. We challenge you to at least try to learn. You don't need to be a world-class chef to cook meals. Actually, cooking is very easy once you get the hang of it. After cooking a meal a few times, you naturally begin to get good once you get past the trial and error phase. Change your fuel, change your life. Many people never get eating and fueling parents fed us fast unhealthily throughout our and if you focus on can save money and fast food, fatty foods, you can essentially kill to experience the benefit of their bodies with healthy foods. Our food and we are constantly eating lives. But a change is possible. What you are eating each day, you improve your health at the same time. And sugars are all expensive, so 2 birds with 1 stone. Day 5. Minimalist philosophy. Minimalist life. Less is more. By removing unnecessary items from your life, you will begin to realize what is really important to you. Begin to remove all distractions and keep only the items and people in your life that bring you value. This will also strengthen your relationships and improve your appreciation for the items you have. Many people are distracted by everything they own and in the end, they never truly understand how blessed they are, The people who own the most are usually the unhappiest. By removing the unnecessary, you can begin to see how much you truly have. The spiritual journey of minimalism. Minimalism is not only a journey about removing physical items, it is also a spiritual journey. Many minimalists will report a newfound spiritual purpose in life when they start practicing minimalism. This is because, once we open our eyes and separate ourselves from our possessions, our life begins to change. You will start to see the world in a different way and become aware of the power of consumerism. You will realize that you are not the items that you own, but you are your own personal and powerful being. Minimalist organization, the bathroom. The bathroom may seem like an easy room in which to apply minimalist principles, but in reality it can actually be quite difficult to maintain a minimalist philosophy. Although we only need a few items to get ready each day and prepare ourselves for bedtime, many people have numerous unnecessary items that clutter their bathroom. Bathrooms are especially susceptible to free samples of lotions, soaps, etc. These items are basically useless and only spill/add to our clutter. This chapter will be devoted to helping you apply our minimalist principles to your bathroom and help you keep it clean and clutter-free. The first step in transforming your bathroom into a minimalist heaven is to clean and remove all the items. Literally take everything out and clean every nook and cranny. Your next step is to walk through your morning and night routine. Which items do you use when you get ready in the morning? Which items do you use before you go to bed at night? Make a list and slowly put these back into your bathroom. These are your essentials and should have a devoted spot in your bathroom. Everything else? You guessed it? Either trash or donate them. Keep only the essentials. Keep surfaces clean. A bathroom can quickly become cluttered because it is so small and many people love to keep items all over the counter. Try to keep your surfaces and counters clear of everything. Try finding spaces for all your daily and nightly items. Purchasing a small bathroom bag and keeping all your essentials in that bag under the sink or hanging on the wall is a great way to keep your counters clear. You want to use the counters when you are getting ready and then place all your items back in the bag and put it away. This will dramatically increase the shelf life of your items and will also make sure your bathroom always clean and neat. Appears minimalist budgeting, resources, resources, resources. 20 years ago, cooking was a difficult skill to learn as you had to pay for cookbooks and resources, but nowadays you can just Google recipes and be presented with hundreds, if not thousands. We highly recommend that you also search for recipes on YouTube and watch the videos. Many people are visual learners and these videos will teach you how to complete a meal step by step. The Meal a Week Challenge. One common problem that we find when people try to take up cooking is that they get in over their heads. They try and make all their meals for an entire week and end up frustrated and exhausted. For example, when you first make a new meal it can take you over an hour. But after the 5th or 6th time, you will be a seasoned pro and be able to make the meal in 20 minutes. It's better to take it slow and master a meal that will help you replace one fast food meal. We challenge you to learn a new meal each week and slowly master it over time. After a few weeks, you should feel confident making 3 or 4 meals that can replace one fast food or bad habit item. Eventually, you will have built up enough skill to cook and replace your entire family's meal plan with home-cooked meals. Minimalist philosophy, minimalism helps everyone. Day 6 Minimalism will allow you to protect the environment from overconsumption and also help out those less fortunate. Nothing is more satisfying than donating items to needy families once you realize that you didn't need them in the first place. By purchasing less and avoiding waste at all costs, you will be promoting a healthy planet as well. These are both aspects of minimalism that are very rewarding and in which you should take great pride. Helping those who need assistance is a very spiritual process and can enlighten you about how lucky you are to lead the life you do. Minimalist organization, ample storage. When you are organizing your bathroom and keeping your shower/counter/tub areas clean, you need to get creative when it comes to storage. The reason that people keep their bathrooms cluttered is they feel like they don't have enough space. While some bathrooms are very small, if you get creative you can find the space you need. When looking to add space to your bathroom, you want to always look above, below, and at eye level. Towel racks, shelves, and hooks can all hold items in your bathroom. For example, instead of leaving your hairdryer on the counter or under your sink, go to Home Depot, purchase a 99-cent hook and hang it up on your wall. Storage under your sink is also vital for housing cleaning supplies and other items that you would like to keep in your bathroom. Unfortunately, many people just throw all their random items under the sink and there is no sense of organization. Instead, purchase milk cartons that can be filled with supplies and easily stacked. You can then easily move these items out of your sink and access them without having to sort through numerous things. Minimalist budgeting. Need a place to start? Go to meals. Cooking is much easier than most people realize and you can begin to mix and match once you learn new recipes. But if you focus on the following and search for these meals, you can create your own cheap and easy to make recipes. First, think about meats. Fish, chicken, and steak. These are versatile and can be used in different meals for numerous days. Stir-fried rice makes for a great meal when combined with these meats or leftover meats. Pasta soups and salads are also great meals that can be combined together. Mixing and matching is a great way to keep variety, yet still serve the same items. Safety. It seems nowadays that there is constant talk about chemicals, pesticides, and the wrong type of meat being packaged and consumed. This is a growing trend and will only continue to worsen as large corporations try to figure out ways to quickly grow crops and animals. You can protect your family from this horrible trend and instead allow them to grow up healthy and safe. The health of your family should be your number one priority and you can save money and protect them at the same time. It's a win-win situation. Break down your week and your month. If you can get into the habit of meal planning, you will be able to save time and money. Proper meal planning will allow you to know which meals to make each and every day. There will be no waking up and wondering what to cook. This kind of thinking only leads to impulse shopping trips. When you start going on impulse shopping adventures, you are at the mercy of advertisements and the layout of the store, but if you strategically plan your shopping trips, create a detailed shopping list, and exercise discipline, you will save money and time. You will also be able to purchase items in bulk if you know exactly how much of each item you need. It may take a few months to refine your routine, but once you get it down, you will reap the rewards. Minimalist philosophy. Change. Day 7. Your habits change your life. If you can change your habits, you can change your life. Your life is comprised of small, daily habits that you do either subconsciously or consciously. By changing these habits, you can slowly change your life. Many people are amazed by the results of changing just a few habits, some of which only take a few seconds to change. So let's take a look at some of the habits that are displayed by people who practice minimalism. Minimalist organization. Better clothing habits. The number one reason that most bathrooms are cluttered is due to poor clothing habits. By changing your habits you can quickly take control of this problem and declutter your room. The minute that you remove clean clothes from your dryer, you should fold and hang them up immediately. Many people will keep the hamper lying around in their room and rummage through it, trying to find an outfit. Immediately taking care of clothing will not only make your clothes last longer, but it will also teach you proper organizational habits. When you take off your clothes, you need to take them immediately into the laundry room. You should have a dirty clothes hamper into which you can place these clothes. Don't let them sit on the floor or wait until your room is full of dirty clothes to take action. You can keep a small hamper in your room to put your clothes in, but you need to make it a habit to place those clothes in the laundry room each night. Don't let the hamper in your room overflow. Take care of dirty clothes immediately. Avoid colorful walls and decorative wallpaper. If you have a small bathroom, you are doing yourself a disservice if you paint your walls with wild colors or crazy wallpaper. Many bathrooms are painted white for a reason. White walls not only appear clean but they can also make your bathroom appear to be larger. A clean bathroom with white walls and minimalist decor can really improve the appearance of your house and is recommended by numerous real estate brokers if you are thinking about selling in the future. Take a look at some model bathrooms on the internet and you will see that most of them will follow this trend. Replace old fixtures. Want to transform your bathroom quickly and on a budget? Take a look at all the fixtures: sink faucets, light switches, and wall outlets. Most likely they are old. Most homes are 10 plus years old, and they may be worn or may not have an updated minimalist feel. To transform your bathroom, replace all these fixtures with new ones that are sleek and clean. If you feel like it, you can also purchase new sinks to transform your bathroom. Remember, you are going for a sleek and clean look with minimal clutter. Fixtures can attract the eyes and can quickly transform your bathroom. Don't waste all rehaul your money and go for a complete bathroom. This does little to add value and is wasting. Remember the minimalist principles. Minimalist budgeting, the seasoned chef. After a few months of honing your cooking craft, you may discover that you develop a love for cooking. This usually happens around the 12-week mark. The 12-week mark is important because study after study has shown that this is when habits begin to form and become part of our lives. For example, people who start going to the gym usually drop out before the 12-week mark, while those who make going to the gym a habit and lifestyle choice power through. No longer is going to a gym a pain, they now derive pleasure from going and they feel empty if they miss a day. This is what will happen with cooking if you can just focus and make it through the first 12 weeks. Coupons. When you have your meals planned out and you know exactly what you need to eat each and every day of the week or month, you will be able to purchase items in bulk with coupons. Coupon collecting is a skill in itself, and there are numerous resources online that can help you strategize and figure out how to get the most out of coupons. You need to be aware of the time you spend couponing and make sure that you get the proper value for your time. Some people will waste hours on end just to save a few dollars here and there. Every cent counts, but you also have to value your time. 78 degrees. Try to adjust and keep your thermostat at 78 degrees. The most common temperature setting is 72, but for every degree you can increase that temperature you can save up to 3% on your bill. Invest in blackout curtains and look for other ways to keep your A/C use at a minimum. Bottled water. Bottled water is expensive and creates excess trash. If can kick this useless habit, you will save money and protect the environment at the same time. Invest in good water filter and either buy our own water or allocate cups to your family for drinking. You a water air dry laundry. If it's summertime, you should try habit to air dry clothes. Not only does clothes to pick up the freshness of also save money by not using your dryer. To make it a this allow your nature, you will day 8 minimalist philosophy, the minimalist mainstream. The shift towards minimalism has been growing the last few years. Millions of minimalists that their mindsets are experiencing numerous benefits day out. A more fulfilled life, more energy, purpose in life are just a few. Reevaluate your transportation habits. Rapidly over have shifted day in and a general. If you can reevaluate your transportation habits, you can save money and become healthier at the same time. While commuting to work on a bike is far from ideal, if you look at your schedule you may find a trip to the bank or to the store that can be replaced with a bike ride instead of a car ride. A reduction in stress. Have you ever noticed that the people that consume the most or have the most objects are usually the most stressed people you know? This isn't a new phenomenon and we have seen it over and over again, especially in the last few years. Those people we envy, who we think have it all, are usually stressed out and very close to a nervous breakdown. You see this all the time with celebrities and constant drug use. The problem is that these people are replacing a void in their lives by purchasing and consuming. Each new purchase brings them a quick rush of endorphins that quickly fades after a few days. After a while they lose this endorphin rush and are surrounded with numerous objects that only make them more miserable. Minimalist organization, Junk mail/junk drawers. Please do not create a currently have a junk drawer, priority to get rid of it mail, immediately sort through it bills and important information, and important mail into a folder or not in your kitchen or in should have a binder or file bills and important mail. Junk drawer. If you need to make it ASAP. When you receive junk and throw it out. Keep the throughout the rest. Place the file system in your office, a mail drawer. Use system that you use for hoarding useless items. Another problem that arises with coupons is that people purchase too much or they purchase unnecessary items. Remember, coupons are sent to you from advertisers with the intention of getting you in the store and purchasing unnecessary items. So if you are going to use couponing as a strategy, you need to use discipline and extra focus to ensure you do not get caught in the consumer trap. Minimalist budgeting, discount and large supply stores. Your best bet is to purchase most of your cooking items in bulk. You can load up on rice and various meats and the essentials for all your meals. After a bit of trial and error, you can figure out just how much your family consumes each and every month. This makes it easy to get into a routine and know exactly when you need to go to the store and how much you are going to spend. This makes budgeting extremely easy and you also avoid impulse shopping trips. This is the ideal situation and should be your goal after you have practiced minimalism for a few months. Day 9. Minimalist philosophy, what do you want from life? Instead of focusing on keeping up with the Joneses, instead focus on what really makes you happy. You can change your life by focusing on activities, spending time with loved ones, and following your passion instead of consuming. Adopting a minimalist mindset will allow you to free yourself from the chains of society, and many people fail to see how powerful and liberating this experience can be. Stress in our lives comes from many different sources, but almost all of them are tied to consuming objects in one way. So if you can break the chains of consumerism, you can essentially free yourself from stress. Avoid shopping. The best way to avoid purchasing unwanted items is to avoid unnecessary shopping. Try to only shop when you absolutely need something. Impulse shopping trips usually of unnecessary items. End with the purchase minimalist organization, separate bathroom spaces. If you live with a large family, then you have first-hand experience of how hard it can be to keep your bathroom organized. You may be the cleanest person on earth, but the same cannot necessarily be said for your family members. The best way to resolve this problem and keep your bathroom clean at the same time is to make sure that each person has their own space. This way, if they clutter their workspace, you know who is responsible. While they may not be into minimalism like you are, you can slowly apply these principles in an attempt to get them to keep their space clean. This process is extremely difficult if they have their items all over the bathroom and in different locations. All of a sudden you don't know which items belong to whom or whose toothpaste you are using. Separating your bathroom into sections for each person is an easy way to keep the space more organized. Minimalist budgeting, local farmers markets and local stores. Fruits and vegetables should be another staple food of your diet, although they can sometimes be expensive. One way to get around these costs is by visiting local farmers markets. Even small towns and cities should have local markets where you can purchase fresh goods and fruits directly from farmers. As this reduces markup, you get the fruits and vegetables at a significant discount. We highly recommend to begin going to farmers markets and taking advantage of these sometimes very large discounts. Do it yourself. We mentioned in the earlier chapters that minimalism will allow you to think outside the box and cultivate new habits. One habit that many minimalists take up is the attempt to become self-sufficient. This means slowly living off the grid and removing themselves from corporations and advertisements altogether. This is an extreme version of minimalism and we only recommend this for the seasoned. It may take a few years to get to this point. However, it can have numerous benefits even if you practice it on a smaller scale. Homesteading and growing your own food can be great ways of creating a new hobby and saving money. The great thing about growing your own food is that you can get the whole family involved and you can also scale up after you have had some success. Try growing a few tomato plants. Once you have mastered them, you can scale up to other vegetables. Many minimalists love gardening and find that the hobby is more of a passion that brings them joy. This is just another example of minimalism saving people money and bringing them joy at the same time. Delivery food. What's healthy delivery if you activity wars Ethan fast food? Delivery. Delivery food is not at all, and the extra money you pay for the fee and tip makes it a poor financial decision. Want to eat a pizza? Make it a family and cook it yourself. Natural cleaning products. Instead of purchasing powerful homemade cleaners. Baking soda and powerful and can clean almost, so before you reach for the natural products first. Cleaning vinegar anything. Powerful solutions, try using are extremely chemicals, try using brew coffee. Starbucks and other coffee shops are extremely expensive, and many people find themselves drinking hundreds of dollars worth of coffee each day. If this sounds like you, try brewing your own coffee. K-cup machines are fast and cheap and will save you hundreds of dollars each month on your morning coffee. Day 10 Minimalist Philosophy, More Money. One common misconception about people who practice minimalism is that they are poor and can't afford common luxuries. This couldn't be further from the truth. Actually, many minimalists are wealthier than their consumer counterparts. The book The Millionaire Next Door describes this point perfectly. The millionaires that are described in the book are not what you would imagine the typical millionaire to be. Many millionaires live in simple homes, drive cars that have good gas mileage, and fill their homes with only the essentials. Minimalism will let you save money and spend it on what matters most to you. So in a sense, minimalists are both financially and spiritually wealthier than their consumer counterparts. Change your mindset, change your life. If you change yourself, can begin to change your mindset, your life. When you see a new product, what value that item brings to your life. See life in terms of value instead of the first step to a more fulfilling life. Can ask you will money. Minimalist organization, dishwashing habits. A great habit to work on is to wash dishes immediately after you are finished eating. This is a great habit to teach everyone in your family. Take a drink of juice from a cup. Wash the cup and put it in the dishwasher. This will prevent unnecessarily long dishwashing sessions that can take up precious time. If everyone does their part and takes a few seconds to rinse and place their silverware in the dishwasher, you will end up saving time and energy each day. Trash day. Trash day is a great time to get the family involved with some good cleaning habits. Have everyone help take out the trash. Have one person responsible for recycling, bottles, etc. Also make sure everyone in your family takes time to go into their room and look for additional trash to throw away. Most of the time you will find junk papers, broken items, or food that needs to be removed. Taking 5 minutes each week to double check that you have taken care of all the trash in your house is a great way to keep your home clean and organized. Best of all, this can be accomplished in less than 10 minutes if you work as a team. Minimalist budgeting, does it add real value? When evaluating whether or not to remove technology or entrainment from your life, first you should question whether or not you get any real value from that source. Does watching television allow you to relax, or do you just watch it to fill time? Does playing video games really bring you a great deal of joy, or do you play them because they require little mental and physical effort? Keep the items that bring you value but cut back on the ones that only act as time fillers. The next area of your budget you need to take a hard look at is the amount of money you spend on cable, internet, and video games each month. While we would love to get our readers to cut back on these activities, many people do find tremendous value from them. They see them as opportunities to relax, and they provide many people with a way to relieve stress. Remember that minimalism is all about keeping items that bring you value. If that item is a TV, the internet, or a video game system, then you should keep it in your life. But that doesn't mean you can't find ways to save money and budget properly. Generic pills. Instead of reaching for large brand pharmaceutical, instead opt for the generic. These pills are priced dramatically lower than their brand counterparts. Studies shown that there is no real difference between and the large brand ones. Pills, have these pills save on flights? If you are going to be traveling in the near future, you can save hundreds on flights just by being a smart consumer. Use kayak.com and search your flights by flexible month. This allows you to choose the best days to fly. Each day, take 5 minutes to check and see if any newer or cheaper flights are available. This is a great way to save hundreds on international travel. Store brand items. Just like generic pills, store brand items like cereal may offer you substantial discounts. The taste and flavor may be different, so you need to start small and test. But there are numerous store brand items that taste exactly like their large brand counterparts. Boxed wine. If you love your wine, try drinking it from a box. Boxed wine is much cheaper than its bottled counterpart. Double-blind studies have also shown that consumers had no idea if they were drinking bottled or boxed wine when they were asked about day 11. Minimalist philosophy, letting go. Since we were young, the idea of becoming rich and powerful has been drilled into our brains. Our parents always expected straight A's and for us to become great doctors or lawyers. While we may not have turned out to be great doctors and lawyers, this pressure to perform and keep making more money is with us day in and day out. The pressure to keep up with our friends and relatives is usually what causes most of our stress. But many people don't realize that they are already at an income level that will bring them true happiness. By adopting a minimalist lifestyle, they can live the life they want to live without the pressure. You can only make so much before you begin to see diminishing returns, and many people are already beyond that point. Be grateful for what you have. There are two types of people, those who want and those who are grateful. Those who want will never have inner peace as they continue to chase their desires. Those who are grateful already have everything they need. Minimalist organization, countertops. The number one source of clutter is your countertops, desks, and dressers. If you can make sure these areas of your house are always clean and clutter-free, your home will stay organized. Make it a habit to remove and clean your countertops immediately if you see anything sitting on them. You should use the counter space and clean up after yourself. Take 5 minutes at the end of each day to walk through your house and give your countertops a quick spray down with your favorite cleaner. This will ensure the counters are clear and will also kill any germs or bacteria that have built up during the day. If you have numerous electronic devices in your home, you should try to find ways to hide them. You can buy inexpensive furniture pieces that allow you to organize and hide your electronics. You can hide them in specified cabinet spaces or go for the sleek look and keep them behind glass doors. This will keep your electronics organized and avoid the common cluttered look of stacking all your electronics on top of each other. Minimalist budgeting, ditching cable. Cable and satellite are extremely expensive for the number of shows that you actually watch. If you are like the typical television watcher, you will usually have a handful of shows that you watch religiously week in and week out. Well, technology is quickly changing and challenging the traditional method of cable TV. There are new ways to access only the channels you want and ditch the others while paying only a small monthly fee. Cut the soda habit. Drinking soda is a terrible, unhealthy, very expensive. Replace soda with water and adding sugar or additives to water to keep your costs down and avoid soda. Habit that is also other soft drinks. Is a cheap way storage units. If you have a storage unit, you need to get rid of it ASAP. Either get rid of the junk, donate it, or sell it. There is no reason to be paying each month for storage unless you are transitioning and moving to a new home. DAY 12. Minimalist philosophy, more time. By focusing on what is important in your life and removing everything else, you will also find a great deal more time in your day. All the time you spent worrying or on other activities that brought little to no value is now free to spend in other things. An increase in time is one of the first benefits that new minimalists experience. Many people underestimate the amount of time we spend researching, browsing, and looking for new purchases, and the amount of time we spend at the mall shopping for items that we will barely use. All this time can be devoted to our one true purpose in life. Avoid the mainstream. March mainstream. If you can trends and avoid them, you stand out from the crowd. To your own beat and avoid the identify mainstream brands, and will not only save but you will get rid of decorations. If house, you may want to only create clutter and decorations up for months past. Your home should round and you shouldn't mood or start the holiday you are one to decorate. You reevaluate this habit. Decorations, many times people will leave after a holiday or event has stay sleek and organized all year. Need decorations to change your spirit. Minimalist organization, personalized cups and silverware. One way to cut back on the amount of plates, dishes, bowls, and cups that your family uses is to assign each person 2 or 3 of each. You don't need to have multiple cups for each person in your family. Have each member responsible for 1 cup each day. It's then their job to wash it after drinking and take care of it. You don't need to run your glasses through a dishwasher cycle each night. Rinsing the cup and washing it when you are done will work just fine. This will cut down on the amount of dishwashing you need to do and will also allow you to keep the bare minimum when it comes to silverware. Minimalist budgeting, make a list. To see a smooth transition from cable to the recommend below, make a list of shows and movies your family watches basis. This will allow you to see if you list by looking in a few different bills range between $50,100, which means you over $80 a month. If you can make sources we all the television on a weekly can duplicate this areas. Most cable this move could save Hulu Plus. Hulu Plus is a service that allows you to view and watch numerous television and cable programs. You can watch these episodes at your convenience and they usually have almost every show that is currently airing. They also have a large collection of television shows that are not yet on DVD. You can search Hulu and find the shows on your list, but they usually have almost all the shows covered that cable currently provides. Netflix. If your family loves movies, look no further than Netflix. And television shows, like Hulu, Netflix is a subscription service that costs only $8 a month. While Hulu caters to television shows, Netflix has literally hundreds of movies, documentaries, kids shows, and television series that are available on DVD. Netflix is also branching out and creating their own television shows which are high budget and high quality. There are few things in life that are of as much value as Netflix if you enjoy family movie night. The combination of Netflix and Hulu Plus can virtually clone the service that your cable company currently provides. Amazon Prime. If you are already a Prime member, you should be. It's another great value and you get free shipping. You have the option to access their video and television show library. While Amazon's selection isn't quite as good as Hulu or Netflix, you should keep an eye on this service. Amazon has the capital and financial backing to become a major player in the streaming technology space. It wouldn't surprise us if Amazon becomes the market leader in streaming digital entertainment in the next few years. YouTube. The next option, which isn't necessarily meant to replace your cable provider but offer another option, is YouTube. YouTube is growing each and every day and many smaller television segments and clips are being uploaded for free. YouTube is a great resource for how-to and educational videos for both you and your family. You can easily learn new skills, like cooking, and practice with the aid of watching the videos over and over again. There are literally thousands of other videos that are aimed at small children and break down concepts so they understand the complex ideas that they are taught in school. Some children are visual learners and YouTube channels provide the perfect way for them to learn and supplement their homework and school teachings. Minimalist philosophy, freedom. Day 13. More money plus more time equals more. The happiest people in life are the ones with the most freedom. Many people have tons of money, allowing them to go anywhere and purchase anything their heart desires. Unfortunately, these people lack time due to the long work hours that help them accumulate such wealth. Money is useless if you don't have the time to spend it. On the other hand, we have people who are free all day long and have all the time in the world. But unless they have an income that they desire, they will not have the financial freedom that will make them satisfied. But the right amount of both time and freedom is a powerful combination that will let you do anything and accomplish what you want in this life. Change your email habits. Many workers waste countless hours watching or replying to useless emails. This limits their productivity. Instead, try answering emails in the morning when you get to your office, after lunch, and before you head home. This allows you to streamline your email writing, focus on what matters most. Process and minimalist organization, clothing removal. Try to clothing donate remove quickly, no you minutes to use house. You will take time each week to remove one item of or one object from your house. You can the item, sell it, or trash it. If you can a few items from your house each week, you will be on your way to using only the minimum. You are making progress when it takes you a few to decide whether or not you are ever going the item. Many people only add items to their if you make it a habit to remove items, be well on your way to living a minimalist life. Family cleanup. Get your family involved in the daily cleanup sessions each night before you go to bed. Have them take 5 minutes to clean and organize their own living spaces and common spaces in your house. Just 5 minutes to remove garbage and place toys back in their proper location can save hours of cleaning. Having your family involved will teach everyone to be responsible, and they will be more inclined to keep their spaces organized throughout the day. This is a great way to build teamwork and avoid those large cleaning sessions at the same time. Minimalist budgeting, streaming television. Many of content shows having maybe actually downside feature if you minutes your favorite television channels actually offer and full episodes of your favorite television online for free. They realize the value of their customers come and visit their websites, so you actually paying for television shows that are provided free of charge on the internet. The to watching these shows is that they usually a 1,530-second commercial or advertisement. But think about it, you watch a 90-second ad every 10 during a regular television show anyway. How to connect these services to your television? Many new televisions have an integrated Hulu and Netflix package already installed, and many have the ability to connect to the internet. If your television does not have this option, you still access these products. There is a product called a Roku box which connects quickly and easily to your television and allows you to stream all of these options. You can also directly connect your laptop or any internet-enabled computer with an HDMI cord. This $10 cord will allow you to directly display whatever you are looking at on your laptop across your television screen. DAY14. Minimalist philosophy, dealing with clutter. By removing all the clutter, you will experience a new sense of your house cleaner and less, also be more clear and focused. And distraction in your life, organization. Not only will cluttered, but your mind will fewer items around your house translate to less mess, and you will be surprised to see how easy it is to keep everything clean. If you use only a few items each day, you will make it a priority to take better care of each item and make sure it is put in its proper place. Your mind will also become more organized and you will notice a new sense of calm. How hard is it to think when you have a million ideas running through your head and you are late to work? Minimalism will allow you to focus on what is necessary at the current time. This allows you to think clearly and devote yourself 100% to the task at hand. Stop Facebook/Twitter. Facebook and Twitter are huge time sucks during the day. Try to give these two activities 30 minutes at the end of the day instead of playing on them throughout the workday. Minimalist organization, keep a clean floor. During your nightly clean sessions, make it a habit to quickly clean your floors with a Swiffer. This can be very quick, taking no more than 10 minutes. Just clean the dust and remove any debris that has fallen on your floor. The Swiffer will also make sure your floors have a healthy shine. Cluttered floors will make your home look dirty no matter how organized it is. Taking 5 to 10 minutes each night can help you avoid this problem. Keep kitchen appliances hidden. Kitchen appliances can take up valuable real estate and make your countertops appear cluttered. Try to keep your appliances hidden in your cabinets, either above or below your countertops. You can carefully wrap the electric cords and hide them in your counters when you are finished. This will keep your items organized and will also keep your kitchen looking sleek and clean at the same time. Minimalist budgeting, fighting boredom. We highly recommend you challenge the reasons why you watch television and play video games. If you are not learning anything and you are just using these products to fill time, then you need to find new hobbies. Many people watch television and play video games because they are bored. This is a bad habit and you should always be learning and cultivating and seeking out new experiences. Often, minimalists will slowly remove television as they cultivate new hobbies until eventually television is no longer part of their lives. Another problem with television is that it is aimed at getting you to become a consumer and purchase new products. If you can remove television from your life, you can kill two birds with one stone. DAY 15. Minimalist philosophy, an increased focus on value not problems. One problem that many people suffer from is an endless negative feedback loop. What this means is that these people focus on all their problems instead of the value and good things that happen in life. This results in them focusing all their time and energy on negative thoughts, which in turn creates more negativity. Minimalism, on the other hand, helps you focus on your life's goals and your one true purpose. By focusing your time and energy on what makes you happy, you will notice a decrease in negativity and an increase in positivity. Clothing. Clothing creates a spending problem for even the most disciplined minimalist. Corporations pay huge premiums to advertise and target different demographics with the hope of influencing fashion trends. Large endorsements from models, celebrities, and movie stars all tell us what clothes we should buy and why we should pay large premiums for them. But we are going to show you how you can break free from these trends and still look great while cutting down the amount of money you spend in clothing dramatically. Minimalist organization, closet. Keeping a clean and organized coat. Keeping a clean and organized coat closet can be quite difficult. If you were to take a look at many families' coat closets, you find they are full of clutter. This is because we love to throw numerous items into the coat closet when we return home. Usually this closet is full of random clothing, shoes, umbrellas, and often tools. If you can take some time to make sure each item is in its proper place, your closet will stay clean and organized. Minimalist budgeting. Why is clothing a problem? There are two distinct reasons that clothing causes budgeting problems for most people. The first reason is that people fail to create a budget for clothing. They treat clothing as a one-time purchase. This leads to them never adding the cost to their monthly budget. They tell themselves, this was just a one-time purchase of $250 and it won't happen again. But next month this same amount or more shows up on their credit card bill. Clothing is not a one-time purchase and you need to make sure you are properly budgeting each month for the clothes you buy. It may take a few months to come up with an average figure, but please do not avoid focusing on your clothing budget. Keep your digital files organized. Remember that if you are going to go paperless, you need to make sure your digital files are just as organized as your filing cabinet. Automate your bills. Nowadays you can automate all your bills. This is very easy and removes unnecessary bills being sent to and cluttering up your house. Throw away magazines and newspapers. Old magazines and newspapers are directly responsible for a lot of the clutter in living rooms and offices. You need to make it a habit to throw away old newspapers and magazines the minute you are finished reading them. This habit also works with junk mail or important mail once you have finished reading it. If you want to keep the newspaper or magazine for later, make sure you put it in its proper location in your nightstand or home office. There should never be a pile of newspaper or magazines anywhere in your home. Day 16. Minimalist philosophy, an increase in creativity. One of the best benefits of minimalism is an increase in creativity. Many people consume and purchase products that make their lives easier due to general laziness. Instead of cooking a healthy meal, they will purchase fast food. Instead of stimulating their mind with books and seeking out new ideas, they will turn to the TV. Instead of biking to work, they choose to purchase a luxury SUV. Minimalism challenges you to become creative and seek out new ways to keep your life minimized. This will change the way you think and you will notice a dramatic uptick in creativity. After changing their lives, new minimalists often find that they immediately write a new novel or create a new painting. Focus on the present. Too many people live in the past or the future. They are haunted by past decisions or they are worrying about future situations. If you can find peace in the present, you will have less stress and you will be able to enjoy life. Minimalist organization, keep toys in specialized places. Make sure your kids' toys all have a special place to return to once they are finished being played with. This could be a toy chest closet, or plastic bins. Teach your child how to put away their things when they are finished with them. This will also avoid the problem of them having toys spread out on their floor or under their bed. If they have a localized spot to which they know to return their toys, they will have a much easier time cleaning up. Ideally, also make sure these toys are hidden so you can avoid clutter on dresser and tabletops in children's rooms. Minimalist budgeting, why is clothing a problem? The second reason that clothing presents a problem is because of how much instant gratification we get from a purchase. How many items can you purchase that you can immediately wear and receive compliments on from friends and family? This process can build deep emotional ties and we can find ourselves becoming addicted to shopping. That pair of new shoes or new shirt can turn our day around or even make our week. Unfortunately, this sense of pleasure leaves as quickly as it comes and we soon find ourselves needing the next purchase. This is a downward cycle which leaves us with empty emotions and a full closet. The first step in correcting this habit is to identify and stop this pattern before it begins. DAY 17. Minimalist philosophy, greater fulfillment in life. All of these benefits culminate in one main benefit, a new purpose and fulfillment in life. When you break down your life to just the minimum, it will allow you to see and focus on what matters most to you. When you shift spending your time on useless activities to spending it on those that bring you true happiness and joy, you will naturally see an increase in life quality. Minimalism is growing at a rapid pace for a reason, and more people will realize the benefits in the next decade as we, as a society, attempt to shift our mindset from consumption to minimalism. Organize your time. We focus so much on our material possessions that we fail to organize our time. Prioritize tasks and try to spend time doing what you want in life. Make it a habit to spend more time doing what brings you inner peace and joy. Minimalist organization, why toys can be a big headache. While you may be an expert at practicing minimalism, the rest of your family may not be as experienced. One problem that many minimalists encounter is how to manage a child's toys. Purchasing numerous toys and items for your children can quickly turn into a bad habit. Worse, children can have trouble putting their toys away, leading to a cluttered and dirty environment. It can be frustrating to find your child's toys spread out in every room of your house, and stepping on toys can be dangerous. Applying minimalism to your life can be hard enough, but applying it to the lives of family members can be downright impossible. Many parents use toys as a way to appease and satisfy their children. If the kids ask for a toy, they will get it eventually. It's a win-win, right? Your child gets a new toy and you get some quiet time. This thought process can lead to your child having a huge collection of toys, most of which are barely used. Many parents will purchase toy chests, or they will funnel toys into their kids' closets. This not only teaches your child bad organizational habits, but it's also the opposite of the minimalist lifestyle you are looking to achieve. So let's take a look at a few ways you can deal with those pesky toys. Avoid cheap/plastic/foreign toys. You should always try to avoid plastic or cheaply made toys. Children can be very rough and damage even the strongest of toys. Worse, if they break the toy, they may put the pieces into their mouths or harm themselves on sharp edges. Try to purchase toys that are wooden or have very few moving parts that can be broken off. By purchasing solid toys, you will also increase the toys' lifespans. Nothing is worse than purchasing a toy, only for it break and be rendered useless a few days later. Minimalist budgeting, cutting back. Your goal should not be to stop purchasing clothes altogether, but to instead cut back your clothing purchases to fit your budgetary goals and meet your minimalist standards. When you go shopping for new clothes or you find yourself tempted with new purchases, ask yourself, do I need this piece of clothing? What value will this bring to my life? Am I feeling a superficial need by purchasing this item? Really try to drill down and focus on the exact reason you are going to make that purchase. Day 18. Minimalist philosophy, distraction. Decluttering your life is just one aspect of minimalism that you can practice. You also want to make sure you minimize distractions from your life. Limiting distractions will allow you to focus your energy on what really matters. Many times, anxiety and nervousness are caused by too many distractions. Our brains are thinking about numerous things at once, and many people can suffer small breakdowns. This type of stress is unnecessary and can be cured by removing distractions from your life and focusing on living in the present. Work with your family. You don't need to be mind frame. Feel free chores to help you get everyone to do a higher and more the only one adopting it to get your family involved out around the house. Their part your household will efficient level. Minimalist with small if you can run at learn to identify your ego. One of the distracting parts of our mind is the ego. The ego is always looking for new ways to be satisfied, and it can cause hours of unnecessary worrying and distraction throughout the day. How much time do you spend wondering if someone likes you? Whether you are making more money and are more successful than your peers? All these thoughts have no purpose, and you will spend time and energy worrying about things that don't matter. Minimalist organization, the add/subtract method. Try to keep to a set number of toys that your child owns. This not only saves space, but it also teaches your child discipline. When your child wants a new toy, ask them to first get rid of one of their existing toys. This add/subtract method will subconsciously develop minimalist principles in your child's brain. It is also a great way to have the child learn to remove their old toys by choice. This makes it their decision, so you don't look like the bad guy. Many children may become upset about a toy that is discarded, even though they haven't used it in months. By allowing the child to become the decision maker, you allow them to feel powerful and remove yourself from the decision. Brand names and fad toys. You should also try to avoid purchasing fad toys and brand name toys, especially around the holidays. While these toys are in high demand, many brands charge a premium because the items are highly popular. After only a few months, or once the holiday season is over, the prices come back down. Just as with clothing, by purchasing brand name items you will pay a premium for the name. Substitute toys are often of better quality and can be purchased for a significant discount. So, the next time you are purchasing a toy, make sure you are not falling into the brand name trap. Lights, bells, and whistles. Often the toys that break the fastest are the ones with numerous bells and whistles. Try to avoid toys that are operated by batteries if at all possible. Electronics require circuit boards and wires which can be easily broken, rendering the toy useless. They also contain many metallic parts and batteries which can be hazardous if they are exposed. The most basic toys are often the ones that children gravitate towards and end up enjoying the most. Minimalist budgeting, versatility. When you are out shopping for new outfits, always try to purchase ones that are versatile and can be used in different settings. Many people have closets full of clothing that they use only every few months. They have outfits for every occasion that rarely get worn. If you can purchase outfits that are versatile and can be used in any situation, you will dramatically reduce the amount of clothes you buy. This also leads to you receiving more value from the clothes you already have, so it becomes a win/win situation. Take an inventory of all the clothes you currently own. Another reason that many people make unnecessary and repeat purchases is that they don't take an inventory of the clothes they already own. They have boxes, cabinets, and closets full of the same items, but they continue to purchase the same ones because they never take a good, hard look at what they currently have. Before you purchase any new clothes at all, make sure you take the time to go through and look at all your clothing. Day 19. Minimalist philosophy, the digital ego. The ego has taken on a digital form in the past few years and can be seen lurking on numerous social media sites. How often do you update your status with posts bragging about your life? Do you feel upset if your posts only get a few likes or comments? Do you feel satisfied if numerous friends comment on or like your post? This may sound silly, but many people are deeply attached to their virtual ego. A post that doesn't perform as well as someone hoped can have a negative impact on their day. Learning how to spot when your ego is making decisions, creating thoughts, and running your life is the first step in removing distractions. If you can remove your ego or at least identify with it, you will find your thoughts will be more focused and you can dedicate your energy to what matters most. Take a break from tech. If from work or your personal technology. Even during the to relax we are checking the cord for 48 hours and needs a plug. You find yourself stressed out life, take some time away from weekend when we are supposed our emails and Facebook. Spend time away from anything that minimalist organization, maintenance. The add/subtract method is ideal, but it is not always possible. You may often find that your child's play area is overflowing with items. This can only get worse as children get older and have the ability to purchase items themselves. In order to keep their items in order, you may need to maintain their items. Try to discard broken toys or items that have become worn. If you feel that removing the item will provoke a bad reaction, try removing the item and placing it hidden in another room. If the child doesn't ask where the toy is after a few days, you can remove it without fear of confrontation. Keep toys in one area. Your home should have a designated playroom and you should make it a rule that all toys stay in this area at all times. They are forbidden from being removed from this room. Nothing is more frustrating than having toys spread all out all over your house. This can not only ruin toys quickly by having them stepped on, but it's also a great way to have toys get lost. By having a specific place for your child's toys, you can teach your child proper organizational habits. You can teach them that every space in your house has a purpose and the importance of keeping your spaces clean. Keep, donate, sell. Spend a few hours going over every piece of clothing you currently own and ask yourself some tough questions. Am I going to wear this in the next month? Do I get value from this piece of clothing? If you don't get any value from the clothing or you don't see yourself wearing it in the next month, you should donate or sell it. Be honest with yourself and really try to minimize your clothing. Try to break it down to the essentials and wear all your clothes at least once a month. Occasional clothing can be replaced with versatile clothing that will give you more value for money. Minimalist budgeting, substitutes. If you are going to be purchasing new clothing, you should focus on purchasing substitute products. Many of the mainstream trends and corporations make you pay a premium for logos and brand names. The markup on these items is ridiculous. The majority of the time you can find the same clothing for a fraction of the price if you just forego the brand name. Stop being a corporate slave to your favorite brand and instead break free from this trend. DAY20. Minimalist philosophy, create a to-do list. The best way to fight unnecessary distractions is with a to-do list. It will keep you focused and on track throughout the day. Many people wander aimlessly through their days and then wonder why they don't accomplish anything. A to-do list will prevent this from happening and allow you to take control of your day. Also, there are numerous studies that show that our brains release a small amount of endorphins once we cross an item off our to-do list. This allows you to associate completing tasks with good feelings and will help you build momentum throughout the day. Minimalist organization, clearance. Invest in a backup. Going paperless is Drive will back up all in different locations. Look into backing up Drive. Another item to add if you to purchase a backup drive. This your files and will allow you to work besides your office. You can also your files with cloud technology. Print only the essentials. Just like you ask yourself what the purpose you own is, ask yourself, do I really need to of each item print this? Concentrated playtime. The last tip we are going to offer is to make sure you enforce concentrated playtime with your child. Many parents will place their kids in a toy room with a variety of different toys in their way. Many children will become distracted and even upset if they have numerous toys to play with at once. They will pick up one item for a few seconds and then move on to the next. Try to teach your child to focus and play with one item at a time. If they request another item, try to get them to put the old one back in its place. This reinforces strong organizational habits and will teach your child to focus on the task at hand. Having too many toys only reinforces poor concentration habits, and many children actually prefer to play with one toy at a time. Minimalist budgeting, clothing. One reason that we want you to start adding clothing to your budgeting process is that you will begin looking for deals and clearance sales. Having a set budget will reduce the amount of impulse purchases you make. Instead, you will practice discipline and wait for clearance sales. Making sure the majority of your budget is devoted to clearance sales is just another tactic to make your money go further, but you always need to remember that most sales are advertisement techniques that are created by corporations. No matter how cheap or how big the sale, you should always ask yourself, do I really need this item? There are many people who only shop at sales but still end up with useless and multiple products. Day 21. Minimalist philosophy, replace television with meditation. Another great way to build discipline and focus in your life is to meditate. Try to cut down on your television time and replace it with meditation. Many people don't realize that meditation is a skill and it takes a while to train your brain to focus. Start by removing 5 minutes of television time and instead meditate in a calming room. Try to add 1 minute of meditation time each day until you reach 30 minutes. We recommend that you try meditating right when you wake up or when you go to bed. Meditation will clear your mind of stress and remove distractions from your life. Create meal plans. Try creating meal plans for your family for the next few weeks. This will allow you to break down your spending by meal, which makes shopping and budgeting much easier. Leftovers. Instead of cooking each night, learn to cook enough food for a few days. This saves you both time and money, and leftovers can be quite delicious. Just the addition of a few simple items can also improve the appearance of your bathroom. Remember, you want to avoid clutter. Candles, stones, or a small plant can all give your bathroom a nice, organic feel. All these items can also improve the feeling of cleanliness in your bathroom. Minimalist organization, hampers. Nothing ruins a clean bathroom faster than clothes scattered about and on the floor. This not only ruins the appearance of your bathroom, but it also ruins your clothes. If we are describing your bathroom, you need to make sure you tackle this problem immediately. The number one reason that clothes pile up in the bathroom is because we become lazy and don't want to take them to the hamper in our room or the laundry room. The solution to this problem is to put a hamper in your bathroom for each member of your family. Just like they should have their own personal space, they should also have their own personal hamper. A personal hamper will allow them to do their own laundry and help you avoid sorting clothes when you are done with a wash cycle. Minimalist budgeting, online sales. Shopping online can offer huge discounts and sales because you are not required to pay sales tax, and you can sometimes purchase the product from the brand directly. This allows you to get the bottom line price with very little markup. Many people avoid shopping online because they don't know if the item will fit them. If you know your size and you are honest with yourself, you can easily shop online and find items that fit. Almost all online clothing stores also have a 48-hour return window and will pay for return shipping. You can also make a list of all the clothing items you have tried on in the store and search and purchase them online for large savings. Thrift stores. Thrift stores can offer great finds and great deals. For a fraction of the price, often better than clearance sales, thrift stores are really the best way to purchase any clothing item. Many people avoid these stores because they are bothered by the fact that someone wore the clothes before them. This is just backwards psychological thinking that has been beaten into our heads since we were little. We have an obsession with purchasing brand new items, even though basic finance tells us that new is a horrible investment and we are wasting cash each time. Would you rather purchase a brand new $50 shirt or the same shirt for $5 that has been worn a few times? Minimalist philosophy: establish a routine. Day 22. You should always try to establish a routine in your daily life. You should go to bed at the same time and wake up at the same time each day, whether it's the weekend or a weekday. You should also regulate your meals and eat around the same time each day. This will regulate your body and you will find you will sleep much better. Your body will also become accustomed to eating at certain hours, so you will not feel hungry or tired. This is one reason that many people fail to lose weight. They snack and eat at various hours during the day, so their body doesn't know when the next meal will come. This leads to a feeling of constant hunger. Insomnia is also caused by irregular sleep patterns. Many insomniacs will nap during the day and fall asleep at all hours during the night. If your body doesn't have a solid routine, your mind will suffer and you will have trouble focusing during the day. Minimalist organization: start a cleaning routine. If you can start a cleaning routine, you will be surprised at how these routines can build good habits. Change your habits and you will change your life. Proper organization starts with discipline and building good cleaning habits. Just like we recommend a 10-minute kitchen clean each day, we recommend same for your bathroom. Your goals with this small clean is to make sure there are no clothes on the floor, the counters are clean, and your items are in their proper location. This takes less than 5 minutes, and if you can make this daily habit before you brush your teeth at night, you will keep your bathroom clean forever. A simple spray down and counter clean will keep your counters bright and shiny as well. You would be surprised at how a clean bathroom can improve your mood when you have to wake up early in the morning to get to work. Minimalist budgeting: make clothing purchases a reward. If you are a recovering clothing addict, you should always make clothing a reward for practicing other positive minimalist habits. This still allows you to ease yourself from your clothing addiction and build positive feedback loops. Try waiting until the end of the month to purchase clothing, and always remember to look for substitutes and avoid brand names. If you can practice discipline, there is no reason that you shouldn't reward yourself. But at the same time, you need to make sure you are making a purchase that brings value to your life. Don't purchase an item of clothing that you already have 3 or 4 other pairs of. Day 23. Minimalist philosophy: find your style. Some people work better in the mornings and other people work better late at night. This is just how we are designed, and you are better off not fighting it. Instead, figure out what kind of person you are and when you accomplish your best work. Stop fighting your natural tendencies and instead focus and plan your day around when you perform best. If you are a morning person, schedule your most difficult tasks first so you can handle them and then coast through the rest of the day. If you are an afternoon person or night owl, schedule easy tasks in the morning to build momentum leading up to the afternoon or night. There is no reason to fight your natural tendencies. Instead, you should be planning your day and your life around your style. Minimalist organization: take it all out. Just like the bathroom, you want to take out and examine each item in your living room. Ask yourself the true purpose of these items and whether or not you see any value in them. Are you going to use this item in the next 6 months? What value does this item bring to your life? Anything that doesn't add value or that you don't see yourself using in the next 6 months should be donated or trashed. Once you have all the items that you want to keep, you can begin organizing your living room with the mindset of a minimalist. The living room can pose a challenge to any minimalist because so many people share the room and use it for entertainment. Unlike the bathroom, there is no set of specific items that you use each and every day. This leads to storage issues and general clutter. Toys, DVD, video games, and lost television remotes only compound this problem. But if you take the proper steps, you can turn even the dirtiest living room into a minimalist haven. Organizing the clutter. Your living room will usually contain more items than you really need due to all your family members in the household. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, but you do need to make it a priority to make sure you organize all this clutter. If you can take steps to organize these items, your living room will still appear clean and organized all the time. The two most common areas of clutter in a living room are the countertops and the area near your television. Countertops are cluttered with numerous items, including magazines and television remotes. Television sets are cluttered with cords, DVDs, video games, and music CDs. Minimalist budgeting, convenience. Eat out for value. Not eating can be one of the most rewarding experiences, especially if you have a family or a significant other to share the experience with. The combination of atmosphere, convenience, and good food can bring tremendous value to your life. With that being said, eating out is expensive. We don't want you to cut down on the amount you eat out each month, but we want you to reevaluate how you eat out. There are a few tips and tricks that can cut your eating budget in half while not sacrificing any of the positive traits that make eating out so enjoyable. Just like fast food, one reason people eat out constantly is for convenience. They like to have someone prepare and cook meals for them so they don't need to do it themselves. There is nothing wrong with eating out for convenience, but don't make that your only reason. Make eating out a reward and something that you do because it enhances your relationships with your family and significant others. This is a much more rewarding experience. Make sure that you are getting value out of the money and time you spend eating out each month. Minimalist philosophy, digital clutter. Day 24. A cluttered computer or phone will have the same impact on your life as a cluttered environment. Your brain will constantly be distracted with numerous stimuli. Many people who have a clean and organized workspace or home will often suffer from digital clutter. They will have a computer desktop that is full of folders, files, and pictures. They will have emails that are not separated into folders and have never been deleted. Phones will have numerous games, apps, and files on the home screen. If you want to remove distractions from your life, you should apply the same principles to your digital life that you do to your offline life. Keeping your files clean and organized will not only allow you to find your files more easily, but it will speed up your computer and remove unnecessary stress from your life. Minimalist organization, clutter-free countertops. Try to implement a clutter-free rule for your countertops. Keep a few candles or a magazine tray on your coffee table by all means, but nothing more. Purchase a small wicker basket to keep your remotes in one place. This will not only reduce your clutter but will also stop you from losing your remotes. The area around your television set requires some discipline when people are putting back games, DVDs, and music. We recommend that you purchase a binder with plastic sleeves to hold all your games and DVDs. This can easily be flipped through and can sit on your table or countertop. You can also purchase a DVD rack and keep all DVDs and games organized this way. If you find that your TV cords are all tangled, you can use zip ties to keep them separated. This will keep your cords tied properly and keep your electronics from breaking. Minimalist budgeting, create a budget for eating out. Eating out can become impulsive if you are not careful, so be sure to create a budget strictly for eating out. Coming home late at night, you may opt to just go to a restaurant on a whim. This habit, which can occur a few times a week, can lead to hundreds of dollars being spent on eating out. If you are not careful and track your dining habits, you may fall into this trap. The best way to avoid this is to plan each week and know when you are going to go out and eat. This will allow you to create a budget and stick to it. Eating out with a family can add up. Budgeting for eating out can take a few months of trial and error to get right. It's easy with 2 people, but can get real tricky with a large family. This is especially true if you are going to new restaurants and trying new foods each month. But after a while you will begin to get a feel for how much your family spends when eating out each time. Day 25. Minimalist philosophy, finish what you start. Another habit that we highly recommend to pick up is to finish what you start. Many people start numerous tasks throughout the day and then become distracted with something else. This leads to them having numerous projects or assignments that are half completed. This is a big problem, especially with people who struggle to stay organized. They will start washing their dishes after a meal but then fail to complete the task, which leads to dirty dishes piling up in the sink. Or they will take the clothes out of the washing machine but fail to hang them up or fold them properly. If you can take the time and make a disciplined effort to finish what you start, you will begin to see better results. Often finishing what you started only requires a few more minutes of work and the results can be dramatic. So next time you find yourself starting a new task, make a conscious effort to focus on that process and finish it. Minimalist organization, the email system. Many people check their emails constantly during the day or stop everything they are doing to answer an email. This leads to highly distracted work and can be a real drain on your work life. Everyone is looking for that important email and it can be difficult to get anything done when you have your mind on your inbox. This can be a real problem if you have to deal with hundreds of emails each and every day. We highly recommend to implement the following email system: only check your email 3 times a day. Yes, that's right, only 3 times. Check your email once when you get to work, once when you come back from lunch and once before you head home. Make it a habit to never check your email or watch it throughout the day. You may be surprised to find that you will work with more focus and clarity when you have specified times to check your email. The goal of minimalism is to make sure you keep only the items that add value to your life and enhance your life in any way. You should take a long, hard look at how video games, television, and movies add value to your life. They might allow you to relax after a long day and de-stress, or they might be a way for you to waste hours of your day doing nothing productive. Television and video games are great stress relievers if they are used for only a small period of time each day. If you find yourself abusing these items and spending unnecessary amounts of money, you may need to re-evaluate your habits. Minimalist budgeting, date nights. We highly recommend that you create an eating out budget for just you and your significant other. This can often be the only quiet time you get away from your family, or it can be a great way to meet new people. Date nights can be quite expensive, especially if you are the one picking up the tab. But if you are smart and follow the advice we are going to give you below, you can try new restaurants and locations without breaking your budget. Groupon. Groupon is a discount coupon service that provides different services for 50% off. This means that for the price of one date, you can have 2 people eat. These deals are usually aimed at 2 people, but there are occasional offers that include families. Groupon deals usually include high-quality restaurants that provide great value. Groupon deals are usually emailed to your inbox each day and will allow you to find a restaurant to your liking. This is a great way to experience new restaurants while cutting your date night budget in half. We highly recommend to sign up to Groupon, which is free, and see what restaurants are available in your area. Living Social. Living Social is another discount service, similar to Groupon. Depending on your location, Living Social usually has more restaurant or date-themed ideas than Groupon. But the combination of Groupon and Living Social will give you endless options for dates. Living Social also has deals for drinks and clubs at half price or for discounted bar tabs. This can be great if you are single or you are into the club scene. Coupon entertainment books. Something else to consider are coupon entertainment books. These books are usually purchased for $100 and contain hundreds of half-price coupons for dinners and creative date ideas. The value of these books can be as high as 5-10x the price you purchased them for. So if you want to find new and exciting food and activities for the family, discount entertainment books should be looked into. You can usually find them online by searching your city as they are usually location specific. Day 26. Minimalist philosophy, keep your phone notifications off. The same concept can also be applied to your cell phone. Many people waste hours each day looking at their phones, texting, and waiting for texts from different people. You can avoid this habit by turning off text notifications on your phone. This allows you to still receive phone calls, but all texts and other notifications will be silenced. We then recommend to make it a habit to check your phone at the turn of each hour. Cell phones can be extremely distracting with numerous games, apps, and other programs that are designed for a quick fix of fun. If you can limit checking your cell phone to only once per hour, you will be able to avoid these distractions and focus on what is important in your day. Minimalist organization, minimalist technology. Whether you work from home or you work at an office, you need to apply the minimalist principles we have taught you to your workspace. The workspace can be a very stressful environment, and this fact is only compounded by having a cluttered and disorganized space. How many times have you lost an important file? Left important documents at your office because you weren't as organized as you could have been? These problems can be solved by applying minimalism to your office. Many minimalists are actually opposed to technology and believe it only offers more distractions. This is small-time thinking. Technology can actually help you achieve the minimalist lifestyle you desire. Like most things in life, you get out what you put in. If you are going to use technology to play games, surf the web, or chat online all day, it will only add distractions. But technology can be very helpful in removing clutter and helping you achieve a minimalist life. The next item that you can find ways to budget for is your telephone service. There are no real easy ways to cut your bill down to size, and it's difficult to offer advice because there are many factors involved with how your rates and plans are customized to your individual preferences. But dramatic cuts are possible if you take the time to research and shop around for the best plans and coverage for you and your family. Minimalist budgeting, give up the landline phone. Do you really use your landline phone anymore? Does anyone? If you still find yourself with a landline phone that you barely use, it might be time to make a switch and use your cell phone for all your calls. Landlines can still cost over $20 a month, which is close to $250 a year. Take a hard look at all the minutes that you spend in your landline and see if it would be beneficial to you to switch over to your cell phone permanently. Cell phones have the option to be bundled, and you can receive great discounts if you can bundle your entire family's plan. Bundling your packages. The cell phone provider marketplace has become very competitive over the past 5 years, and many companies are willing to offer you great discounts to get your family signed up. The first phones on your plan may be expensive, but each additional line can be as low as $10 a month. This can provide you with great savings, and there really is no reason to have multiple providers for each phone in your household. It will take some research on your part to find the plans and services that fit the needs of your family, but this effort is well worth it, and many people have been able to cut their phone bill by as much as 50%. Day 27. Minimalist philosophy, honing your skills. Minimalism is a skill that needs to be developed and honed over time. We highly recommend you start slowly and develop your minimalistic habits over a period of time. There is strong evidence to show that people who start quickly and purge all their belongings have high relapse rates back into consumerism. The reason is that while we don't need all the items we own, a large purge can leave us feeling empty. This feeling is only replaced by purchasing new items, hence the relapse. On the other hand, if you start slowly and make it a don't need over time, your success minimalist organization, focus on priority to remove items you rate will be much higher. Removing one item a day. If you can train yourself to remove one item that is unnecessary in your home each and every day, you will quickly make a great deal of progress. When evaluating an item, ask yourself what the item's purpose is in your life. Does it bring you any satisfaction? Do you plan to use this item in the future? You then have 3 options you can choose from: keep it, donate it, or throw it away. Try to remove one item each day until you are struggling to find new items to remove. Switch to a digital calendar. There should be no need to have a calendar anywhere in your house, they only take up space and add clutter to your life. Your computer and phone will be able to take care of your appointments and even let you know what day it is. You can sync your computer's calendar with your phone's calendar to make sure you are recording each event that needs to take place. Your phone and computer can also give you sound reminders of when you are supposed to move on to another task. If you work with a team, you can also have your team members sync their calendars and add or remove events that you need to attend. We highly recommend to make it a habit to input your to-do list into calendar format on your phone and computer before you go to bed each night. Digital storage. Filing cabinets are quickly becoming an item of the past, while scanning and storing all your important documents on your computer is becoming the new space-saving trend. With inventions like Dropbox.com, you can store all your important files on a cloud server. This server is automatically backed up each hour, so you don't need to worry about losing your files. Dropbox can also be accessed from any computer or smartphone device, so you don't need to worry about carrying USB drives or important documents with you when you are on the road. This makes it easy for every member of your team to share and manipulate files on the go. Try to get in the habit of scanning and creating a digital copy of all important documents. Also, try to remove as much paper as possible from your workspace and instead use your computer or tablet for notes. Minimalist budgeting, each other. Use cell phone providers against. Remember that these companies are fighting for your business, which means you are the one with all the power, as long as you know what you are talking about. Make sure you know the different plans, prices, and options available to you and use that to your advantage. You can sometimes negotiate bonuses or lower contracts by pitting each phone service provider against each other. This may not always work, but it's worth a try. Minimalist philosophy, playing defense. Day 28. Now that you are actively removing redundant or useless items from your house, you also need to prevent yourself from adding more unwanted items. Many people will take the first step and remove an item a day, but they will also add 2 useless items each day. The math doesn't add up. So you also need to practice discipline and play some defense. Each time you go shopping, try to remove an item that you don't need from your list, or try to find the cheapest option that still leaves you satisfied. Ask yourself the same questions we mentioned above. One item doesn't seem like a big difference, but that is not the point. The point is to get you actively thinking about your purchasing decisions and really beginning to see the world through a minimalist. Removing continual purchases. The eyes of just as we want you to remove one item from your house each week, try removing or reducing one purchase from your budget each month. This can mean removing or lowering your cable bill, working on ways to reduce your electricity usage, ending magazine subscriptions, lowering your gas bill, or focusing on lowering food costs. Each month, make it a priority to research and really tackle your own finance charge. There are numerous resources and first-hand stories out there of people who have tackled each item and have successfully lowered their bills. You can find these stories and techniques with a simple Google search. Minimalist organization, landline phones. Cell phone technology has quickly overtaken landline phones, and in many circumstances you should feel free to cut the plug. Even if you operate a business, cell phone plans can usually be the same price or cheaper than landline plans. We highly recommend to look into supplying your employees with cell phones instead of their ancient landline counterparts. Cameras. Cameras are also quickly fading out of popularity, as most cell phones can capture a high-quality picture without the hassle of carrying a bulky camera around with you. Obviously, if you have a professional camera, you should stick with it. But if you have a digital camera that is not pro-grade, you may want to exchange it and use your cell phone instead. This is just one less item you need to carry around, especially if you are traveling and want to take some great photos. Plus, with a phone you can instantly upload your pictures to Facebook. Notes. Do you have sticky notes or handwritten to-do notes all over your office? This is a bad habit to pick up and can lead to unnecessary clutter. Luckily for you, a few smart people created a note-taking software called Evernote.com. You can use this to create digital versions of sticky notes that you can pin on your computer, allowing you to remember what to do that day. This is a great alternative to posting notes all over your walls and computer screens. Minimalist budgeting, cash is king. The number one reason that most people are in debt is due to credit cards. If you are paying interest on these cards, you are essentially flushing money down the toilet. The best way to stop this from happening is to avoid using credit cards until you have developed enough discipline to pay them off without getting hit with a finance fee. An exercise in discipline. Make a list of all the items that you desire at this point in time. Instead of going out and purchasing them on an impulse, wait 30 to 60 days and then purchase them. Many times, waiting will diminish the appeal of the item. Items that do provide value to your life will become a great way to reward yourself. Purchase items that add value. You don't always need to purchase sometimes this strategy can backfire. For expensive frit gemma be worth investment you money on your electricity bill. Most inexpensive item. Example, a more as it will save day 29 minimalist philosophy, create a plan discipline. The journey to becoming a minimalist isn't difficult, but you do need to practice discipline. This is difficult for most people and it requires a great deal of mental focus. Remember, the first step is to change your mindset and take a hard look at how you value your life. If you can see that most items don't improve the quality of your life, you can then focus on the items that bring you joy. Usually true joy comes from within. Keep focuses and try to improve each day and you will find the true happiness of becoming a minimalist. Your journey to becoming a minimalist will take months creativity. But if you devote yourself to this benefits for the rest of discipline, hard work, and with the program and really new lifestyle, you can reap your life. The best way to make sure you are making progress each and every day is to create a game plan. Routine trips to the supermarket to only purchase a gallon of milk can quickly turn into $100 shopping adventures. Traveling to the mall to purchase new shoes can quickly become a shopping spree. These are natural habits and are tough to avoid. The best way to avoid these splurges is to make a plainer list of items you want to purchase. This allows you to always focus on your plan, get in and then get straight back out. Failure to properly plan allows you to become vulnerable to the advertisers. A good game plan will remove this edge and allow you to stay on track, avoiding unnecessary purchases. Record your results. Creating a good game plan when you go shopping or are setting a new budget is only half the battle. Many people will create a good game plan but never really follow through with it. Worse yet, they subconsciously make unnecessary purchases and still think they have followed their game plan. The second part of this process you need to focus on is recording your results. Take a detailed inventory of all the items that you purchased. Do you have extra items that were not on your game plan? Most likely you do. Take some time to evaluate each extra purchase and really decide if it was a good purchase or not. Correct your mistakes and make it a priority to remove excess purchases. Over time you will get your game plan. But especially if you minimalist. Better please are just at creating and sticking to remember to record your results, beginning your journey as identify your weaknesses. One problem that many people run into is making the same mistake purchases over and over again. Mistake purchases are natural in this process, but you need to make sure you take the proper steps to correct them. Focus on your weaknesses and really come to terms with the areas where you are most vulnerable. Most people never fix their weaknesses because they never give them the attention they deserve. If your weakness is shopping malls, you need to make a conscious effort to use more discipline and focus when you are shopping in these areas. A more detailed and focused game plan may be all you need to make sure you stay on track. Minimalist organization, magazines and newspapers. Many magazines and newspapers now offer digital subscriptions. You can view and read your favorite news sources right on your desktop, tablet, or e-reader. There really is no need to waste paper and clutter your house with magazines and newspapers. If you sync your e-reader with your favorite news source, the daily newspaper will automatically download to your device and you can read it in the morning. You can also visit audible.com and subscribe to various audio newspapers such as the Wall Street Journal. This will allow you to listen to your favorite news source over breakfast or when you are commuting to work. Books. Books, like newspapers and magazines, are also on the way out. Many people still like to read physical books, and that's fine. But try to cut back on the number of books you purchase, or at least get in the habit of selling your used books. There is no reason to have hundreds of books you will never read sitting on your bookshelf. Many times, e-reader books are also sold at a discounted price compared to their physical counterparts. So if you are still new to the digital book phase, we recommend to embrace this new trend. Cookbooks. Purchasing physical cookbooks is another trend that is quickly becoming a thing of the past. There are numerous internet sites, such as Pinterest, digital cookbooks, and even YouTube videos that will teach you how to become an expert chef in no time. A simple Google search will result in hundreds of recipes for you to choose from. There are even tablet and phone cookbook apps that will help you create any meal that you want, as well as numerous healthy eating websites that will teach you the latest trends in healthy eating. Whether you want to explore the keto diet or the paleo diet, or you just want some good juicing recipes, there is really no reason to rely on physical cookbooks. Save space and cash and look for the digital versions instead. Maps. Maps are another item that have been replaced by technology. Maps were always cumbersome and difficult to read, especially if you were trying to travel solo. With the invention of MapQuest and now mobile phone GPS maps, there is no reason to have a map in your car. They only take up space and create clutter. So if you haven't already, take the leap and start using your cell phone map. It's much easier and safer to use, especially if you are trying to navigate while driving. Phone books. When was the last time you used a phone book? Since Google took over, many people just search the internet when looking for a phone number. This doesn't stop the phone book companies from leaving those giant yellow books on your front door, though. Stop collecting phone books and use Google or Bing to get the number or information that you need. Rolodex. Remember when it was popular to write all your contacts on a piece of paper and keep it in your Rolodex? Remember when you had to write down the number of a hot guy or girl on a piece of paper? If this still applies to you, then you are living in the past. You should keep all your contacts in your phone and have them synced with your computer. This gives you two data sources in case one gets erased. You can also sync numerous contacts with email addresses and even sync them to the calendars on your phone and your computer. Minimalist budgeting. Take emotion out of the picture. Many impulse purchases bad. Shopping should be your emotional mind. If shopping trips, you will on budget. Are made because we are feeling regulated to your intellectual mind, not you can remove emotion from your be more likely to stay on track and purchase item out of season. One way to save quite a bit of money: purchases out of season. Many items may be discounted. Corporations understand that people until the last minute and are willing to premium because they are lazy. Don't be one of these consumers. Is to heavily love to pay a make-weight Google coupons. Before you head to the store or make any purchases, type your shopping list into Google and see if there are any online coupons. There are many coupon websites are out there which will help you save 10 to 20% on a purchase. Take advantage of your phone. If you are a second will allow you best price and match. About to make a purchase, to research the product on to quickly see if you in some cases you can get in a store, take your phone. This are getting the store to price day 30. Minimalist philosophy. Ask the tough questions. If you find yourself constantly making the same mistake purchases over and over again, you need to make sure you are asking yourself the tough questions. Why did you purchase this item? What was your rationale and how will you use it? What value does it add to your life? How were you feeling when you purchased this item? You would be surprised at how your mood impacts the items you purchase. One problem we notice with many people is that they fail to ask the tough questions, which results in a failure to change their habits. Asking the tough questions will allow you to shift your consciousness and really evaluate and hopefully eliminate bad spending habits. Be decisive. When it comes to cleaning and removing useless items from your life, you need to make it a priority to be decisive. Remember, you have three options: keep it, donate it, or trash it. This may seem easy to most people, but many suffer from indecisiveness. The item they are questioning is of no value to them, but instead of trashing it or donating it, they begin to wonder if the item really is useless. Their mind begins to wander, and the longer they take to make a decision, the more likely they are to keep the useless item. If you don't anticipate using the item in the next 3 months, then you most likely shouldn't keep it. Discipline. The most important habit you can grow and develop in both minimalism and in life is discipline. There are numerous studies that have shown that IQ and test scores do not have a correlation with success in life. Discipline, on the other hand, is the only factor that has shown a positive correlation with success. We naturally have a tendency to accept short-term benefits while sacrificing our long-term goals. If you can practice discipline and focus long-term at the expense of the short-term, you will live a more fulfilling and successful life. Reward yourself with long-term goals and incentives. Make sure you are aware of when you are practicing discipline and you understand that you are making the right choices. Minimalist organization, DVDs/CDs. Many movies and music CDs can be transferred to your computer and held on a digital USB device. These USB and other storage devices can hold numerous CDs and DVDs, allowing you to easily transport your collection of music and films to different sources and share them on different computers. Gone are the days of large music collections and shelves of entire DVDs. Photos. If you have numerous old photos and photo books laying around your house, you should consider scanning them and keeping them on your computer. Having a few scrapbooks on your coffee table can be a great conversation piece, but if you have boxes of old photos, you should consider going digital. You can create slideshows that appear on your TV, upload the pictures to various social media sites, and easily organize every picture that you have on your computer. This will allow you to take control of your pictures and also make sure they are never damaged. Why the office organizational habits for most people. Offices and work environments are often trouble spots for many people. Even people who have organized and clean homes have cluttered offices. This has to do with the way that our brains function under stress and pressure. When you are working, your brain is thinking about a million different things at once as you try to check off all your goals for the day. This cluttered thinking leads to a cluttered office. This, in turn, only stresses you out more as you forgot or lose important documents. You can easily remove stress from your job and office by changing your habits and focusing on creating a clean, minimalist workspace. Minimalist budgeting, rebates. Many rebates work in favor of corporations because people are too lazy to ever redeem them. The longer you wait to turn in a rebate, the less likely you are to redeem it. Stop this trend by redeeming rebates as you can. Don't take your kids to the grocery store. Kids are highly emotional and are responsible for impulse purchases. Leaving your kids behind you focused and on track when you are shopping. As soon variety will keep eat before shopping. Another reason why many people suffer from impulse purchases is that they go shopping when they are hungry. No good can come from shopping on an empty stomach, so we highly recommend to eat before starting your shopping trip. Shop at dollar stores. Dollar stores are popping up everywhere and deals on a variety of different items. No dollar stores filled with cheap trinkets, and you can find numerous items on your shopping discounted price. They have great longer R toys. List at a CFL lights. A great way to both reduce your power consumption and increase the life of your light bulbs is with CFL lights. They may be more expensive, but they are well worth the investment. Natural light. Try to take advantage of natural light during the day in and around your house. Make it priority to keep windows cleared so the light can shine in. You want to use as little power as possible during the day. Minimalist philosophy, Day 31. Reflect. Take time either at the end of each week or the end of each month to reflect on your finances, living situation, and overall satisfaction with life. Your results may be volatile at first as you begin your journey living a life of minimalism, but overall you should begin to see an uptick in all aspects of your life. Reflection allows you to identify your strengths and weaknesses and mentally reward yourself for making the correct decisions. This creates a spiral of success and will really allow you to streamline and improve your progress as a minimalist. Finding your minimum. Just like when we taught you to apply minimalism to your bathroom, you need to figure out what items you use in your day-to-day activities. You don't need to remove each item from your office and work backwards, instead, just record which items you use each day. After a week, keep only those items. Anything else is not necessary, and you should take the proper steps to rid yourself of these useless objects. Minimalist organization: keep your desk empty. You can remove 80% of the clutter in your office by following this one rule: keep your desk empty at all times. There should only be 2 items on your desk at one time, your computer and the item that you are currently working on. Many bad habits are formed by spreading papers, folders, and items all over your desk. This leads to a cluttered environment that is difficult to organize. How many times have you hurried out of the office and quickly shoved all the papers on your desk into your drawer or briefcase? Paper leads to clutter. If you can remove the amount of paper you have in your office and the amount of paper you use daily, you can keep your office clean and organized. With today's technology, paper is on the way out, so if you find yourself using a lot of paper daily, you need to re-evaluate your office. Keep your files on your computer instead of filing cabinet. Scan all your items and organize them digitally. Next time you use a piece of paper, ask yourself how you can do the same job digitally instead. Some tasks still have to be done with paper, but if you use some creativity, you can find that you can eliminate the majority of the paper you use. Tools: the next problem that plagues most offices is an abundance of tools. Numerous sticky notes, pens, markers, folders, and stacks of paper only aid in clutter. Worse yet, many people purchase items such as sticky notes to help them stay organized, yet these notes only cause clutter. Getting rid of excess tools is easy if you record wiki use on a daily basis and keep just those items. Also, make sure these items are not sitting on top of your desk but instead are either in a drawer or stored in an easy-to-reach location. Filing made easy. Take some time and put in some serious effort when it comes to filing important documents. The difference between so-called organized people and people who are really organized is a quick and efficient filing system. Make sure you have numerous folders that are either color-coded or have labels that you can quickly read. Having a filing system is only half the battle. Many people have a great filing system that they fail to use. Instead, they shove papers into random folders. Organization is a habit, and you need to make it a priority to take the 5 seconds to place your papers in the correct folder. Remember, discipline plays a huge role in minimalism and organization. Floor. The last part of your office that we are going to talk about is the floor. Many people will keep books, folders, and papers on the floor. Usually this happens because they run out of space on their desk. If you find yourself starting this bad habit, you need to correct it immediately. Not only are you more susceptible to losing items, but you can also step on and damage important paperwork. Your computer. You may have an organized office, but your computer may be a cluttered mess. You should treat your computer with the same discipline you use in your office. This means having organized folders for each client, job, or activity you are currently working on. You should also begin to make it a habit to organize your emails. Many people have thousands of emails all in one folder, which leads to them taking hours to find one specific email. Save time and avoid this problem with solid computer organizational habits. Turn your computer off. If you are not working on your computer, either change its power settings to sleep mode or turn it off. An idle computer simply sucks power and wastes energy. Have an inbox. Okay, you can have one more item on your desk, you can have an inbox, too. This is an easy place to keep and store any items that need to be completed during that specific day. This allows you to keep them off your desk but within arm's reach when the time comes for you to address them. This inbox concept also prevents your secretary, co-workers, or clients from leaving items on your desk that could get lost or caught up in other clutter. Get rid of the toys/trinkets/gadgets. Many people love to clutter their desks with pictures, toys, and gadgets. This only adds to their problem and leaves them with less desk space. Some people have so many objects that they have almost no space to work at all. You can hang pictures of your family on the wall or keep them on your computer background. Everything else needs to go. Make it habit to keep all these items from cluttering your desk and interfering with your workspace. Minimalist budgeting, fridge. Invest in an energy efficient. If you are looking to purchase one that is energy on a car, purchasing an energy U hundreds over the course of a new fridge, efficient. Just like friendly fridge can a year. UMPG save. Make sure air can circulate in your fridge. One reason that many fridges waste power is that the motor is always running because people stuff their fridges with food and block air circulation. Don't overload your fridge or you risk wasting power or, even worse, burning out your motor. Chest freezer. If you are looking to purchase a large freezer, make sure you purchase a chest freezer. These are much more energy efficient than their standing counterparts. Replace your rubber seal. If your fridge is old and worn, you may want to replace the rubber seal on the door. One reason fridges waste energy is that their owners fail to properly keep their doors sealed, resulting in lost cold air. Organic mulch. Lay organic mulch down in your yard.